I got home, I was tired.
Yeah. We're live. Good morning.
Morning.
It's Friday. Friday.
It's Friday, May 12th.
May 12th is
Yep.
Sally's birthday, so don't forget to wish Sally a happy birthday. I hope that wasn't a secret.
No, the secret would be
Dang
that
it.
she's 44 today. See, that would be the secret.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm always the one in my family that remembers birthdays. So I'm always like texting my nephews, don't forget to wish your mom a happy birthday. Or I'm always telling my daughters, don't forget to wish grandpa a happy birthday, or.
The same way with the girls. I'll because I remember their grandma and grandpa from their dad's side and everything. I remember all that. So
Yeah.
I always say, don't forget to wish your grandma and your grandpa. Um,
I remember
I,
some.
I used to have birthday
Oh.
parties for everybody in the month. Every month every month that there was a birthday, I'd have a barbecue or something for birthdays that month.
Thank you, Angela. Very sweet of you. Yeah, it was like, 3 o'clock in the morning or something, and I'm like, oh, it's my birthday today.
They kind of lose their excitement as you get older.
Yeah. Me. Whatever. Yeah. Same
what is
day,
that?
same shit.
What is that song? Another day older and deeper in debt?
Yeah.
No.
Thank you, Margot.
It's a good day. Sally's special day.
It's, basically it's just another day, but
No, I refuse.
yes, and happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there.
Yeah. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day to Valerie and Nikki.
You
I'm
too.
sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll probably talk to Valerie on Sunday, but
Happy Mother's Day to Eric because he plays the role of father and mother.
that's
That's
true.
right. That's true.
Yep.
Sometimes people don't think about it like that,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah,
it
I don't really
definitely
think about it like
happens.
that. But yeah, it's hard for, it's not so hard for me, but it's hard for my son when school and they talk about Mother's Day, Mother's Day, Mother's Day, and that's difficult.
Yeah.
Sure. Sure, I can see how that would be. That would be rough.
And if you think about it, I mean, his one school would handle it really well. His elementary school did really well with him. But, he's out of school by the time Father's Day rolls around, so he doesn't really get that. So, but they're pretty good about it. I mean, they're aware of the situation and everything. So,
Right.
Todd says if you say MF on Sunday, will God strike you down with lightning? Yes,
Probably.
he will.
no, but he'll spank you with a wooden spoon.
Yeah, that probably wouldn't be a good idea. Oh. Yeah, I was telling Nikki my cells everything came in about 9 o'clock last night. I had
Oh, really?
like 5 cells.
Awesome.
So
See, I haven't gotten anything.
And she's got a big package to pack today.
Yeah, me too. What'd you sell that was big?
it's not that big.
Oh, that's not that bad. I'll take that over what I got to pack. So,
Oh, that's cool.
No, but she's not going to throw it in a bubble envelope.
Yeah, she got to tape a CD to it and send it media mail.
There you go.
What did you sell, Eric?
I sold that other book press last night.
Oh,
Nice.
awesome.
5-pound package going out. So,
Morning, Grandma Wrinkles.
so it looks like $200 is the sweet spot for those things.
Hmm.
Nice.
Can you find me one of those?
They're not that hard to ship. They're just heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
I
do
double
they
box
weigh?
them. 65 pounds. But it's 65 pounds in a package just like that, you know, so it's not very big. So it's a lot of weight to lift around, but what I do is I put it in a box and make sure there's plenty of packing in that box. Then I put it into a bigger box. And I use the contractor paper, and I shove that, I put that in the bottom of the box. So there's a couple inches of padding down there, and then I put the other box in, and I just build my padding all the way around it. And work all the way up, then tape it shut. And then I do a massive taping job on it to make sure it stays shut. And then it goes FedEx, so those guys are used to it. And I just take it to them, and I just let them know, hey, it's heavy. You know, and then I do it here. I do all the paperwork here and everything. But 65 pounds for where this one's going is only going to cost me $30 or $40. So
That's not too bad.
no, I paid $50 for it, and I'm going to make about $150 after shipping and everything on it. So I'll triple the money. That's fine.
I got somebody interested in my laminating machine. I got it up for $700 on Craigslist, and somebody's interested. So
That's
just
cool.
waiting. They're asking questions about it. So hopefully, knock on wood, hopefully I'll sell it. It'll be a nice little payment into my bank account.
Yeah.
Never hurts.
No. And they haven't tried to offer any lower yet, so we'll see.
Todd says he sold a $250 vintage Sansui stereo, but they haven't paid yet.
The best part of selling it on Craigslist is I don't have to ship that sucker because it's huge.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's probably about 75 pounds, if not more, and it's huge, like huge. So that'll be nice if it sells on Craigslist and it'll be local.
Heck yeah.
If not, then I'll list it on eBay and ship it.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to. I think probably 100 pounds would be my limit for something I put on eBay. And I got an item that's about that much, so that's going to be like my biggest item. I think my heaviest item I've ever shipped. I did a full-size Rhodes piano, electric concert or electric band piano. I actually did a local pickup on, but bigger is decent. Usually the money's good, but it's such a pain in the butt to deal with.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't worry about it. I do it.
Sorry to hear that, Angela. That's awful.
Yeah.
What? I didn't see.
She lost her son in February 2016, so she doesn't do the holidays anymore, really. But
I'm sorry.
That's got to be hard.
Yeah. We're not supposed to bury our children. That's terrible. Sorry.
Hello?
Hello?
It's a number I don't recognize. Probably somebody wanting to sell me something. So.
That's terrible. Oops.
Yeah, and you say bueno?
Usually just answer with a what.
Yeah. That's my husband too. He's like, hardly anybody has this number, so
Mm.
it's really unusual for people to call me. Or
Yeah, the people that have the number, I have their number, so it comes up with their name and everything. So
yeah.
usually I
Yep.
don't have to worry about that. But
I used to hate
The
Mother's Day
birds.
when my mother-in-law was still alive because I didn't get to celebrate with my mom because she's been gone for like 15 years. And but then we'd always have to make a big deal about it for Gary's mom, which which was no big deal, but it's still you know, I think I was a little jealous, because I didn't have my mom, but
Yeah.
um,
Yeah. I think I feel the same way, you know. I'm sure Sally feels the same way, you know. We don't have a
Yeah.
mom to
yeah.
celebrate with, so
Yeah. It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard still. I mean, what has it been, like 14 years or something?
yeah.
And yeah, it's still hard.
You never get over losing your mom.
Nope. Nope.
Yeah. Okay, time to change the subject.
Yeah.
Got
I'm
me
going
thinking.
rummage sailing today.
You are?
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
hmm I love rummage sailing.
Do you
There's
just
like,
go in your area?
yeah, there's like three church rummage sales today, so that's why I'm pretty
Ooh,
excited. Yeah.
that does sound fun.
I really like the church rummage sales more than I do the
Yeah.
regular yard sales.
Those are my favorite out of the rummage
so
sales.
typically donated. They're not really that concerned about getting top dollar for it.
Mm-mm.
Um,
There's always a good mixture of stuff.
yeah.
For me, I prefer auctions, but I've always, my whole life, I've always loved auctions too, but I've always loved rummage sailing. I mean, I used to, like, Wednesday or Thursday, I'd grab the newspaper and I would write down every rummage sale, and I would head out, pack my lunch, and head out early Saturday morning. And I mean, I was very big in rummage sailing. I'm not as much anymore. I mean, I'm kind of just fly by the seat of my pants now, which you'd think I'd
Yeah.
be a little more diligent about it now that it's a business thing, but it's more. It's just fun. I just love it. I love digging.
Well, it's good to keep it fun,
But
instead of,
but if there's like a Saturday or Sunday auction, I go to that instead. You know.
yeah.
I'm not much of a rummage sailor. I don't really go out and do that too much.
Anytime I can just go out and dig, I love it.
I don't really look for them, so that's why I don't really find them either. But
Yeah.
You can find some really good stuff at rummage sales, actually. I mean, I know, Eric, that you think it's all baby clothes and
no, I don't. I
crap.
know there's good stuff out there. For me, the effort is I can either shop from home or I can go to a live auction that I've already, made sure that there's plenty of decent stuff to buy at. And then I don't have to worry about it. I mean, it's one thing to get out there. And then in the summertime, which is, when the most of the stuff is going on, I've got my son with me and his patience level for that is very thin.
Yeah.
So, and I agree, my patience level gets thin too. You go through 10 of those things and you do realize that, the first 10 you went to sucked.
Yeah.
So again, it's kind of, lame.
And being auction people, you get more bang for your buck at an auction, than buying piddly stuff at rummage sales. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I like the hunt,
I mean, it's a nice change of pace for me or something like that. And I said I was going to actually try to hit more this year. So
Yeah.
it's just that, you get so busy doing other things, you just never get a chance to.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing too is you know what you can do as far as with your son and the places that you can go and
An idiot is attempting to reach you on your cellular device.
how.
Man, everybody's got the phones going this morning, huh?
It's scary.
Yeah, I like going to rummage sales. I think it's super fun. I don't like doing it by myself, but when my husband goes with me, I have a lot more fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a lot of times on a Saturday or Sunday, or actually rummage sales aren't on Sundays. Sometimes we hit estate sales. But yeah, me and my husband, we like to go out together, and that's fun. But like I said, if an auction is going on, which I think there's an auction tomorrow, so that's why I want to do it today. If there's an auction going on, we do that. But sometimes we'll hit rummage sales on the way to the auction and on the way home from the auction too. So
Yeah.
and then like if we're out and about doing anything, we see a rummage sale, we go. And then I also like swap meets and flea markets, and I like the hunt.
Yeah.
Whereas I love auctions, and like I said, I get more bang for the buck at an auction, and you just get piles and piles of stuff at an auction if you want to, and one stop shop, But with rummage sales, it's more like treasure hunting,
Yeah. Yeah, when me and my husband go to a yard sale, we, you know, kind of span out and hit different areas of it, and he knows what I like to buy, and so he'll look for my certain things, and if he finds something, he'll bring it up to me, and
Mm-hmm.
look at what I found.
Yeah, see, that's what I like about auctions, especially when you're with somebody else. You can
Yeah.
really spread out, and if there's running more than one ring, then you can have two people buying in two different rings, or if it's one
Mhm.
ring, you can have somebody going out there and ahead of the crowd researching and looking at stuff while you're actually, okay, this is my list of things I want to buy, and then what else are we going to find? That way you're not kind of distracted. Like when I was at Wednesday night, they ran 3 rings. I'm by myself running around like a madman, and I know I missed deals, but you can't get them all.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to sit back and just okay. I identified certain things, and I knew where they were at, and I just kind of waited, and I would, sweep over to that ring and buy it, and then move on to the next one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then like at auctions, usually I'm the one bidding and my husband's carrying. So unless it's something he wants, then he's bidding. But
yeah, I'm real reluctant to leave my stuff sitting there unless it was it's on one of the feature tables or something, because it's just too many people decide that things aren't that they wanted that one thing out of your box, and sometimes I don't care, but a lot of times it might be the one thing I was buying out of the box. So you have to be careful.
Yeah, you find most of the crooks at the auctions. It was funny. This one guy used to come to the auction, and he was the guy that if anything didn't sell, he'd haul it away, and he'd have rummage sales all the time. And he also would buy like the dollar piles or whatever if I didn't. And anyways, but I'm a big buyer, so I always have a lot of stuff usually, most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
But he would end up one auction. I was like looking for my stuff, and here one of my piles was completely gone, and I was like, "Where the hell's my stuff?" Well, here I looked in his car, and here all my stuff was in there, and I was like, "What the hell?" So I went to him and I said, "Hey, I said, you got my stuff in your car, and he's like, "Oh, I thought that was my pile." And it was he knew clearly that was not his pile, because I make sure my stuff is off to the side. I make sure clearly this is my pile. I make sure it's separated from everybody else's stuff. Anyways, so I just let it go. Then all of a sudden at the end of the auction, there was something else missing. And sure enough, it was in his car. And he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was mine." I was like, "You're such a dick." Well, then,
Oh my
God. A couple auctions later, I bought some little stuff, and I had it sitting on one of the tables. And I was going to take it out to my car after I was done bidding on some other stuff. And usually people don't mess with my stuff because they know me, and then they know that if they want something, come and talk to me, you know. Well,
Right.
anyways, because I'm well known at the auction. Anyways, there was some stuff I had sitting on a table. That stuff went missing. And then I told the auctioneer, I said, I'm really getting tired of my stuff getting stolen. And this was about, and so he yelled at everybody, hey, who took her stuff? Blah, blah. He said what it was and everything. Nobody came up and said anything, Anyways, the next auction, all of a sudden one of the ring guys said, hey, we found your stuff. And sure enough, it was in his stuff. Well, then about maybe not quite a year ago, he went to jail because he was involved with some kind of shooting or whatever, drive-by shooting. And sure enough, ever since then, I don't have any problems with my stuff missing anymore.
Wow.
It's like, imagine that. He's gone and I don't have my stuff stolen anymore.
Karma.
Yeah.
I wonder why they didn't just ban him from coming.
Yeah, and he's going away for quite some time, so I don't have to worry about it for a while. But yeah, you do have to worry at an auction. There are criminals there. There are crooks there that will steal. And usually the people that you think, there's people at our auctions who have a ton of money. They have a ton of money, and
Yeah.
and they're the ones that will be the biggest crooks of all.
Yep.
Another thing I hate is when you buy, because I used to sell a lot of glassware, a lot of dishes, a lot of knickknacks, stuff like that. I used to make a killing on that stuff. And I used to hate when I, diligently look through this box. I'd be there early looking through these boxes, making sure there was no chips, no scratches, no nothing. And I'd go and buy this stuff and I'd put my stuff off to the side. And then people would go dig through it. But they don't just gently dig through the stuff. No, they make sure they drop things back into the box, or they chip things, or I find my stuff broken. I'd be like, really? It's like, just get your hands off my stuff. Now I usually bring blankets and I'll put blankets over my stuff so that people just leave it alone.
Yeah.
That's if my husband's not there hauling stuff out for me all the time, Sometimes on the bigger auctions, we're both going at it and stuff, so we got to just pile it up, but then I just make sure I have blankets and put over my piles so people don't touch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never managed to
put a big sign.
Like that.
What'd you say?
Eric?
I've never managed to remember to bring blankets or sheets or something to throw over top of stuff.
Yeah, I like to have blankets. I always keep a couple blankets in the van. One for the dog. There's always a dog blanket in the van for one. And because little Willow likes to have a blanket. And then also I like to have the blankets because sometimes I used to sell a lot of glassware and I always like to have blankets to wrap stuff up in, So that's a common thing for me to grab blankets. Or they can always buy some blankets at the auction for a couple bucks, a box of blankets.
Yeah. Mike says that he's an auctioneer and it really works best if items are kept in a crib area until folks pick them up with paid receipts.
Yeah.
Silver Hair Stacker says there's always a blanket to soak up the soup.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. I'm gonna go back to that episode and see how many views are on there.
Yeah. Look at that.
Oh, Mike, you're an auctioneer, huh?
Seems like a quiet Friday.
I want to be an auctioneer. That would be fun.
No, I wouldn't want to be an auctioneer. That's. I wouldn't mind managing an auction house, but I don't want to actually be the one singing. That's just not for me.
I always thought that was cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, you have to kind of be out
see, I hear in the Midwest, yeah, it's pretty much as soon as you say you get awarded the bid, you pretty much, it's your responsibility for the product at that point. So
Yeah.
and they tell you that that's part of the terms and conditions. As soon as they say sold, it's yours to do with what you want.
Yeah, it's not real high security around here at the auctions, unless it's a real high end auction. But just the normal auctions, usually, yeah, I've never had a problem with. Well, you gotta pay for your stuff before you can take it to your car. They encourage you to take it to your car right away. Yeah.
Yeah. So then they just build up your receipts or something?
Yeah, there's a writer, and she writes down the lot number and then the bidder's number and how much quantity and how much of what you just bid on, and then there's a runner who will take the sheets up to the clerk, and she'll put all the little receipts that the little tags, tickets or whatever they're called, in the little slots with all the numbers, and yeah, at the end they add them up and you pay for it.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's a nice little system.
Oh.
The way that I've been, or the auctions that I've been to.
Yeah, because it's so fast paced. You could never like, oh, well, you've got to pay me now or anything like that.
Yeah.
All at the end when you're before you leave, you pay at the clerk and.
think we
Yeah,
have a
I've
mouse
seen auctions in other areas, like I've watched them on YouTube and stuff, where yeah, you can't take your stuff out of the building until you've paid for it.
Mm-hmm. That's what everyone I've ever been to. It's you're just responsible for what's on the ticket. They don't care about the stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
And yeah, they've been burned, but not very
Oh, yeah.
often. Because out here, I mean,
well, most places will take your driver's license number and they'll take your phone number and they'll write down all your information.
yeah. Well, I mean, here they
Unless
take
they know you.
like the one auction I go to, they take your driver's license. They also take your picture at the same time they're doing the setup for your account with them. And I said most places have they'll copy your driver's license, something along those lines. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I never really thought about it.
Yeah. Well, that's because we're not criminals.
I
We
think like
don't
a
try to steal.
criminal. No, I know about all the different ways of stealing. Like I said, I think like a criminal because of my job that I used to do. So, but yeah, I never really, I never worried about it for myself because, it's the way it's always been for auctions for me. I've never been to an auction where they held your stuff. I mean, granted, if it's gold, silver, or guns, that typically held until they pay for it. Because the main thing is they don't want people walking around with guns, or they got to go through the background check systems. And gold and silver is so small, they actually want to make sure they get paid for that. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know a few shady auctioneers that'll bounce a bid off the Coke machine in the back of the room.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem if they buy back their item. If they're selling it and they're buying it back, I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
Because to me personally, I mean, I've actually bought back my own stuff when I didn't think I was getting good enough money for it. But I paid the commission on it, and I dealt with the fact that I lost a little bit of money on trying to sell it. But I mean, an auctioneer buyback is maybe a little different because he's not having to pay for that. And you have to worry about it, him running the bid up. But again, you pay if you pay for what it's worth, and you're comfortable with what you pay for it. I never really worry about it. I don't like having false bids though. I mean,
yeah.
If you have a bidder, that's fine.
Our auctioneer will bid on stuff occasionally. If it gets down to a certain point, and he'll be like, "Well, I'll give $5 for that," and then sometimes it'll either spark the bidding or he owns it.
Yeah, and that's fine. And you know, there's also, you know, the left bids that are there. You never know who's actually bidding, because a lot of times
yeah.
an auction employee will have, you know, 10 cards in their hands,
Yeah.
waiting for the certain items to come up. So you can't worry about that. And most auctioneers let their staff bid on stuff too, as
Yep.
well.
Yep, they do. We actually have one guy who his wife and him are eBay sellers, and that's why he works at the auction. You know, he's working off his stuff. You know.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of auction employees that they sell online, or they flip it to
At
another
flea
auction.
markets. Yeah.
What's nice is they get first crack at it. They get a chance to look at it and research it before you even know it's there. So
Yeah.
I've helped set up auctions. I did the running at an auction. I did the totaling at the end and collecting the money and all that. The only thing I never did was actually calling. Just wasn't my thing. And I was offered. There was a charity auction Western once, and and it had been going on for like 15 hours, and I'd been buying like crazy, and I knew all the auctioneers, and they were wiped out, and they asked if I wanted to come up and call for a half hour or so, and I'm like, no, dude, that's not me. So, but they were kind of taking volunteers. Oh, I'm sure there's lots of left bids that are there that aren't real bids. But again, if I'm willing to pay up to a certain dollar amount, I don't worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if I look at an item and I say that's worth $300 and I get left bid up to $50, I'm still going to be pretty happy with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's always those invisible bidders out there.
But what I don't like being run up by an auctioneer when he's acting like he's taking a bid from somewhere else. If you got a left bid, say it's a left bid. You know, that's fine. I don't leave left bids because I see way too many auctioneers start out at your bid price.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whereas where I worked in the auction house, they would start out at half of what your left bid was if they had no action on the item.
Yeah.
So if you had a $30 left bid, they would bounce it around and say, okay, I've got 15, and that gives them a chance to get a deal as well. And they would flat out tell you that's where they'll start out at if they get no other action's coming at. So you always knew you're going to spend at least half your money.
Mm-hmm.
Mike says traditional is 50% of the max bid.
Yeah, so that's kind of where there's one auction house I go to. They all started out at max bid, and that may be the only bid, and that person paid their max bid. And I'm like, that's not cool.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I get it. That person was willing to pay that amount, but that's not, kind of takes the flavor out of the auction. You just basically bought it for what you said you would pay for, not what you could get it for.
Yeah.
And some people may not complain. They're not there to complain and see what happens with their bids. So that's why I never leave left bids.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. I found like 6 or 7, I can't remember, 6 or 7 mics for a CB radio.
Oh, okay.
I found 6 or 7 of those, and so I put them up as a auction, a lot, and
Did
you know,
research each one?
huh?
Did you research each one before you did that?
No.
Why not?
Why not?
No.
Some of those you can get for, they can go for good money.
I didn't hear anything anybody said.
I said some of those microphones can be very expensive.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, you want to research all that CB stuff.
You never want to put anything up in a lot unless you validated that they're, as an individual, they're not really worth listing.
Yeah.
You know, because again, you never know what you have. I mean, especially like with microphones and stuff like that, there's a lot of different type of stuff. None of these are these for desktop CVs or handheld or the car CVs?
Like car CBs.
Okay. Desktop ones you especially want to research.
Okay. I'm gonna have to start looking at it then.
What's your
Yeah,
auction?
base stations, you can get a lot of money for that stuff.
Are you getting bids?
I have 2 watchers so far, but it's on auction for a couple of days still yet.
Okay. Well,
I have.
I would research them individually before you get any bids, just to make sure.
Okay.
You don't want to give away money. I mean, it's fine to do a lot, and I do that when I have, I sold a bunch of Kokeshi dolls yesterday, and individually they don't bring a whole lot of money, $6 or $7, but I had a lot of them, and I got $35 for the lot. So
What are they called?
they're called Kokeshi dolls. They're little wooden Japanese figure dolls.
Oh.
But you gotta look at stuff like that, because you never know, that one in there, that one might be $100 mic, and because it's buried in a lot, people don't get a chance to realize there that one guy who does know what it is gets a great deal on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, CV stuff still sells really well.
Yeah.
The older stuff is usually a little bit better because it's more powerful.
Right. The
People
only thing is it's untested, so.
Can you power it up? Well, your
I
mics.
don't know. I don't know how I would.
Well, your mics are your mics. I mean, you really can't test your mics unless you have a CV radio.
Right, and I don't.
Yeah. Well, it's one of
So
those things.
I just listed them as untested.
Yeah. It takes a lot for a mic to go bad. Most people don't use a CB radio very much, and they haven't used them for a long time. As long as the little the push to talk button is actually in good shape, you're usually okay.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a box of about 7 CB radios I need to list. But they bring okay. I mean, a CB radio is probably $20 pretty much if you got the radio and the mic. And I test all mine. I have an antenna and I test them. I got a power supply for them. I can actually sit at my desk and test them.
Yeah.
I got a bunch I gotta test.
Zilke says, guess who's in Kansas again? And Jack Smack says, did you pick up Dorothy at the truck stop last night?
Well, you were in Little Rock this morning. I mean, you're not making great time there, pal. I'm just busting your chops. Yeah, you already went through Arkansas and Oklahoma, and now you're into Kansas.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, you haven't gone. How the hell are you going?
Good old Kansas.
What were you gonna say, Nikki?
You know how my chair was creaking all the time? My office chair.
Did you say you were squeaking just now?
No, my office chair. You know how my office chair was creaking all the time?
Yeah.
Yesterday I was still in the hangout with Tara and Dusty, and I went and I sat down in it. And I fell on the floor, broke.
Oh no.
Okay, I do have a question for everybody that was in that hangout late. Did I pass out in the hangout?
Yeah, you were sleeping. And then all of a sudden we're sitting there chit-chatting, and all of a sudden you disappear, and I was like, oh, we must have woke him up.
Well, I was sitting here, and I'd hurt my back the other night, and I'd taken one of my back pills. And so I was sitting here, and I was just kind of relaxed, and I just felt, I said I fell asleep, but I woke up, and I was like, bam, I woke up, and my screen's blank, and I'm like, did the hangout end? And I was just crashed out. I thought I was out for a minute or two. I mean, I was.
No, you weren't.
I have no idea how long I'm out.
I would think at least a half hour to an hour.
Yeah. And I was going to get back in, but I had to work on my son's computer, and I spent all day working on his computer, getting his Wi-Fi fixed. He went through a Windows update, and I don't know what it did, but his Wi-Fi went from, I have 60 meg service here, so I got pretty good service. And he went from, in his room, he was getting about 30 to getting 3. And he was having trouble getting stuff to load. And so I thought, okay, maybe he had done something. So I I did everything I could possibly think of. I even reinstalled Windows and didn't work. So I actually had brought his computer down here and was working on it. I took out his Wi-Fi card. I put a different Wi-Fi card. Nothing was working. And my daughter came home and she suggested that we try the I have my own router, and so we went to the 5 gigahertz side of the router, which I never used. And for some reason that worked. The 2.4 side doesn't work, but the 5 gigahertz works. And then so I went ahead and reinstalled. Actually, there's a new Windows update out there for a complete new Windows, the Creators Edition or whatever it's called. So if you don't have it, you're going to get it. So I went ahead and reinstalled that. So I was doing that all night last night. I didn't get anything done. But that's finally fixed. But I've never had that much trouble with it. And then I was working on another computer, getting it set up and trying to figure out exactly what I have with that one, because that's going to be my one I'm going to replace my main computer with here pretty soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, so today while I'm rummage sailing, I have to look for a chair. Because yesterday, my brother, before he passed away, I'm a huge SpongeBob fan. I love SpongeBob SquarePants. Anyways,
You would.
I just love him. When I used to drive semi, I had SpongeBob seat covers, floor mat, steering wheel cover. My bedding was SpongeBob, everything. And I had a big stuffed SpongeBob in my passenger seat my nephew had given me. Anyways, I'm a dork. But anyways, before my brother passed away, he bought me that Christmas, he bought me a SpongeBob stool so that I could sit outside. My favorite thing was to sit outside and watch my chickens and my goats. I love spending a lot of time outside with my animals. And so he bought me a stool because I was always carrying around, and I have a bad knee. So and at the time it was shortly after one of my surgeries and on my knee, and I used to always carry a bucket around the farm with me, a big 5-gallon bucket, so that it wasn't heavy and I could just sit on it if my knee got sore, you know. And so he bought me this SpongeBob stool so that I could carry it around the farm with me and I could sit out there and watch my animals. So anyways, last night I was I didn't want to go outside and get a chair out of the garage. So I was sitting there sitting on my SpongeBob stool. My husband, he's like, you look like an idiot. Sitting on that SpongeBob stool in the dining room. Because I'm very particular about sitting. Like, I don't like sitting on our couch or in the recliner. And if I do sit on the couch, I'm sitting up. I don't like to lay back. I don't like a recliner because I'm always laying back. I don't like a couch because I'm sitting I like to be upright. And the only time I like to be laying down is when I'm sleeping or, you know. And, you know, I like to be upright all the time. I like straight back chairs, you know. And so yeah, I didn't, and my dining room chairs are buried right now because of the remodeling. So yeah, so I was sitting there on my stool last night, a little SpongeBob stool at my table. My husband's like, you look like a dork. Or an idiot, excuse me.
Oh, well. Mr. Sadie says, what time is it? Wow.
I love SpongeBob. But I guess that makes sense though, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. And how?
The one where SpongeBob is the leader of the band is the best episode ever.
I like the fool who ripped his pants. That was funny too. I also like the Kevin one where he's like a fan of this guy named Kevin. And he's like, hi Kevin. I'm your biggest fan, Kevin. I love SpongeBob.
Yep. My son, for a while, that's what he wanted to be when he grew up. He wanted to be a short order cook because SpongeBob is a short order cook. and
Him and his
still calls
spatula.
he still calls hamburgers Krabby Patties.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know, no matter how, when I started really getting into SpongeBob when I was a motel manager. And as a motel manager, I mean, you deal with a lot of stressful situations. And no matter how bad of a day I had, I would watch a half hour of SpongeBob and I would have a smile on my face, you know. I mean, I'm not the kind of person that's depressive, or I usually shake things off, you know, but still, no matter how bad of a day I had, I mean, I'd still be fine, but it just always put me in a better mood, you know. I could always just come home after a rough day and watch some SpongeBob, and I'd just be laughing. Me and my kids would be laughing and having a good time, you know. So, of course, I had a lot of SpongeBob stuff in my house at the time too. A lot of people know that you like something, so they give you a lot of stuff. And so I had a lot of SpongeBob stuff in my house. So I'd just walk in my house and smile. My house was done in SpongeBob, a lot of SpongeBob stuff. But yeah.
Todd says that the squirrel girl is just everywhere.
Sandy.
Yeah.
I also like that episode when he tries to go to Sandy's house and for dinner, and he doesn't have any water. And Patrick's like, "Keep your pinky up." He can't breathe. He's all dried out. Keep your pinky up.
Yes, Ren and Stimpy was the shit.
Another another cartoon I used to like was Two Stupid Dogs. Oh my god, that show was funny.
Is it Two Stupid Dogs?
Yeah, Two Stupid Dogs. So funny. I used to watch that show. Oh god, I loved it. It wasn't on very long, but god, that was funny. Which I was surprised because it was such a funny show.
Jack Smack says that stamps.com is telling them that postal rates went up yesterday.
Really?
Didn't hear that. But
I didn't either.
I haven't tried to ship
believe you, though.
today. I mean, I'd be willing to bet that stamps.com's rates went up yesterday, but
yeah, that's what I think. Because usually if postal rates go up, they make a big announcement about it, especially on eBay. Construction in front of my dad's house is starting. That's another reason why I don't want to do any rummage sales this summer.
I would say stamps.com hit you with a rate increase.
Yeah.
I don't know why does anybody use stamps.com anymore?
Huh?
Why does anybody use stamps.com? I mean for shipping.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't understand why anybody does that. So yeah, I mean,
do you use it for some other reason besides?
Because you're paying a monthly subscription fee with that as well, aren't you? I mean, I guess if you have an account because you ship things, like you have your own website, you're selling off of that, and you need to be able to print. I can see that, but I wouldn't use it for eBay. But again, I don't really know. I've never really looked into it.
Yeah. It's not the same as what you're using for eBay.
Yeah, but we've been using it for years.
Since PayPal charged 10 cents per. Might want to relook into that then. I mean, eBay shipping is probably as cheap as you can get. You know, I've never gone to PayPal to actually ship anything. I always ship through eBay.
Yeah. Some people ship through PayPal too.
I know, and I don't understand that either, since eBay has it all set up. I mean, you can do all three carriers through eBay.
Yeah, I've never heard that.
And that's the thing about eBay shipping is they don't charge you extra. Now, like if you go and you ship something through like Bonanza or even Amazon, I think merchant fulfilled, you get charged a little extra on the
Yeah.
postage
Yeah, you do.
for them offering the service or whatever. But eBay, you don't get charged for that. Or at least it doesn't say you get charged for it.
Yeah, I mean, I can see maybe back in the day it was worthwhile, but I mean, you know, figure out what your monthly charge is for stamps.com, and then, I mean, it's kind of nice if you got to do a package, you know, from your house, but you know, when I mail packages from my, you know, to my family and everything, and I just go to USPS.com and do it. You pay you full rate, but it's easier than doing it at the, actually you did get a little bit of discount, but not a huge amount than if you went to the postal counter, but yeah, I mean, if you're doing it just primarily from eBay shipping, you should, I mean, you're not going to get any cheaper than just eBay shipping.
No. Well, sometimes people just are more comfortable with things that they've used for years.
Right. But that's something you have to, in this business, you got to change and adapt.
Yeah.
So it looks like a lot of these are going for between $15 and $18 a piece.
Yeah, might want to kill that auction. And I would probably kill that auction, and I'd probably put them all up at $14.99 free ship. And because it should cost you, you know, $277 to ship, and they're not very heavy for the most part.
Put them up separately.
Oh yeah, if they're $15 a piece,
yeah,
why would you not? If you're getting $15, $18 a piece for them,
all right.
Why not sell them for $15, make $12 one? Because your auction is probably going to end with at $20, $25.
Dang it! Why'd I do that? Holy moly! If anybody comes across a static, woo! That sucker went for $140.
Yeah. CB stuff can actually be very, very, what do you call it? Very good money. I was thinking of another word, but I can't think of it. Even the older stuff can go for good money. I mean, it's like almost all electronics. You have to look up the certain numbers, model numbers and stuff, but
yeah,
do pretty good. I mean, you don't just want to go out and buy all the CBs and CB stuff because there is a lot of it out there that isn't worth anything, but.
Yeah. Dang it. Well, that's what I get for not looking shit up.
Yep.
Research.
I mean, that's.
Well, I was just thinking because they're untested and stuff that they're kind of. Yeah, now there's 3 watchers.
I mean, you can let it run if you want. I mean, if you don't care. I mean, I know you don't have really anything into it.
I kind of want to see where it goes, though. Like, you know, now that I know.
If you're going to kill it, you got to kill it before you get a bid.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
So.
Since I have 3 watchers on it, though.
Okay.
Well, what did you start the auction at?
$15.
That's up to you. I mean, that's going to cost you is that free shipping or are you charging?
Free.
Okay, so right now you're only going to make about $9 on it, you know?
Right, but that's not all that they can bid. I mean, like, if there's 3 watchers on it, then...
I know, but you have to assume you're going to get 1 bid.
Right, right.
Yeah.
You're making the assumption you're going to get 1 bid. I mean, you could get a ton. You could get $100 out of that lot.
Right.
Okay. Are you comfortable getting the 1 bid?
Yeah.
then don't worry about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I am. And
You know,
and I would really hate to kill it now because people are already watching it.
so what?
They'll find it again.
Yeah, I mean, you can't worry about what watchers do. Watchers are so fickle. You can't worry about stuff like that. You know, maybe they'll come back to it. Maybe they'll buy it. But you know, like I said, you know, if you get great money out of it, great. But you know, you have to kind of think about, you know, really, are you going to maximize your dollars? You're probably not going to maximize your dollars selling it as a lot. You know, but it doesn't mean you won't get good money. You still may not get max money though. You
Right.
got 7 of them in there, and they're going for $15 to $20 a piece. So you have a maximum, you know, of around I don't know, $140 out of that lot.
Whenever
But
I put anything up for an auction, I don't ever think I'm going to make more than what my opening bid is.
Right.
I get excited even with watchers because most of the time the watchers are other sellers. Seems like because they never do anything.
no, you get, I mean, CB people out there
Watch.
collecting. You got CB shops that are restoring CVs and stuff, so they're looking for parts and things like that. So, you know, that somebody's looking at that is actually looking to probably turn those into, you know, they got CVs that need mics or whatever. But, you know, if you're gonna, I mean, again, if you don't care, then you let it run. Just understand that you might be getting $15 for something you could have gotten 140 for.
Yeah.
So you have to kind of think stuff like that through.
Damn
And
you,
if you're
Eric.
well, if you're comfortable, let it run. If you're not, then
Yeah.
kill it and don't worry about it, and start over and list them individually.
Nope, it's
You never
ended.
know unless you do it.
I mean, you have to think that, you know, I mean, the watchers, that's a good indication that, you know, your item's being watched, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be bought.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and let's say that instead of running one, you know, buy it now, you could also run them all individually at $15, and you'll find out which ones are actually worth money.
Right.
You may sell 3 or 4 of them, and then you can lot the other 3 together.
True.
Yeah.
You know, that's if I mean, I know you like auctions, so that's probably what I would do with them. And then when you do it that way, if you sell one, they're light enough, you're into first class shipping, so you're actually going to make a little bit of money on the shipping then as well.
Right.
Yeah, you're going to clear like $12 on them if you start them out at $15.
True.
So I mean, I mean, the lesson is mainly is research what you're doing before you put up as a lot.
Yeah.
You know, if you'd already gone through an auction with them, or you'd already had them up or something, and you're just going to you're getting rid of them, then lot's the best way to get rid of them. That's how I make a lot of my money, is those little individual $10 to $15 items that just sell, you know, fairly quickly. And you know, if I got a Royce CB and I'm looking for a Royce mic, I don't want to buy 6 other mics to get my Royce CB mic.
Yeah.
But if I need it, I will. And then what am I going to do with the rest of them? Whereas I could be the guy looking for the Royce, you could be the guy looking for the Cobra. I mean, you could have 3 or 4 guys that really want it, but they don't want to spend more than $15 because they know that's what I can go to the next seller and get one for $18.
Yeah.
You know, but if you start them all out at $15, you know, and you get those one bidders, then you're fine with that.
Right.
Throw it in a small box and you're sending it for $277. And you're good to go.
Megan says, I bid on something on eBay last night and the seller canceled my bid and relisted the item same price. Why would they do that?
Because they screwed something up in the listing. There's probably something different in the listing, and it may be a condition. It may be whatever. I mean, they took a defect, I believe. Don't they take a defect if they cancel an auction with a bid on it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or is it only within the
Or they
last
just
24 hours?
get.
I don't know. I don't really cancel things, so I don't really know.
Or if they didn't think they were going to get enough on the bids.
Yeah.
That's why I don't really buy at auction, because I can't stand waiting for if I want to buy, I'll buy it now.
Yeah.
That's why I don't do a lot of auctions. I mean, I auction things only that make sense because that's how they're traditionally sold.
Yeah.
I know we talked about it yesterday with Dusty about those geocoins and everything, but I mean, when we were doing the research, that's all we saw was auction, 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 and nobody was doing buy it nows.
Yeah.
And it was actually kind of lucky because when he did those, he had a couple of them that ended up getting $70 some for him, and never would have thought they would have been worth that much.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff like that though. Like I'm one that, you know, usually if I, you know, have something that I don't know about, I'll, you know, put it into eBay and see what the solds are. And yeah, I just didn't do that with the CB CB mics. But you know, usually that's how I do it. And then, you know, I go through and I see if it's being sold buy it now or being sold at auction. And that's usually how I'll run it. You know, if I see more that are being sold for a higher dollar at buy it now, then of course I'm going to go with buy it now. She said, I thought it was rude, so I just bid again.
I don't know. I mean, for me, it's more of a, I will put stuff at auction if I know it has decent value and is a demand item. So
Fishing and Pickin says, I don't know if you can test the mics. I would have let that auction ride if you had watchers. If they don't work, you could be looking at 7 returns versus 1.
you could.
Yeah.
The returns don't ding you as long as you take care of them, don't they?
Yeah. I mean, if
returns as long as but
Yeah, well, I mean,
right.
what you can't be a doomsayer. You can't worry about it. I mean, you list it as untested. If someone complains, you say, okay, here's the deal. Keep the mic, throw it away. I'm going to give you your money back. I'm out $3.
Yeah.
So, you know, if one of those ends up being bad, you're out a total of $3, but you may have made, you know, $150 on them or something.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to you're weighing the good and the bad there. You're just like, okay, you can worry about it, or you can just kind of roll with it and not think about it.
I mean, I don't really think about returns whenever I'm listing. I just try to list it as, you know, properly as possible, and you know, on my end. And I feel like, you know, if I've done that, then I've covered my ass.
Yeah.
You know, and that's all I need to worry about. Listing something untested is, you know, it's not really, you're taking a chance on it because I don't know if it's working,
No,
you know,
I mean,
and if they get it and it's not working, then how fair is that for you to, you know, not refund them?
you can list it as untested. The only time you're gonna get stuck with a return on that is if you didn't list it. The only way that protects you is you list it for parts not working. In which you can certainly do that. I don't listen to that category unless I know it's broken. And I usually don't sell broken stuff. I might sell something that's broken that has restorability to it. That people do restore, but for the most part, if it's broken, I really don't like to sell it. But every now and then you have to. I mean, I sold a reel player as a parts not working because I didn't know what was wrong with it, but I knew it was a desirable item, and I still got $50 for it. And they paid shipping. And the guy emailed me back, said, you know, thanks for the great deal. It was only a small part. And I said, it's working great. I'm like, hey, fine. I mean, it's a $200 reel player once he got it working, but I made my money on it. I didn't worry about it. I don't buy those too often because they're so freaking heavy and such a pain in the butt to ship. But yeah, I mean,
Fishing and Pickin says, when I looked at your listing, it said 6 watchers. I only seen 3.
Yeah, but those 3
there was
that hopped on while we were on the show here talking about it. Oh, Sally's got some. Let's see what it goes for.
You know, and I may put it back up there for the same thing.
At this point, I would break it apart. If you had that many washers, there's desirable mic in there. I would probably put them all as auction.
Well, but what if I put a buy it now on it?
No, don't put a buy it now. You don't know what it's worth, so you can't put a buy it now on it. That's the problem. Is you're not thinking. I mean, if you knew what it was really worth, if every one of those, because there's such subtle differences in mics and stuff like that, especially with CV equipment. One of those could be it could have been sold by the same 10, sold 10 different times, and nobody really knows what they're worth. There's somebody out there snatching them up because he knows it's worth a lot. And there could be 2 or 3 of those guys out there.
Yeah.
So put them up at auction, start them at $14.99 each, and list them at auction and see what you get.
Listed
don't
as
sell-
auction for $14.99 each.
Yeah, and I would do $14.99 each, free shipping. Put them at auction. You get 1 bid, you're happy. And so one bid, you got 7 of them, and that's at $90 out of that. You know, would you have taken $90 as a buy it now on that other auction? Probably. But
Oh, yeah.
what I would do with it is I would just go ahead and put them up $14.99, and then whatever doesn't sell, put that as a lot and sell that as a lot. You know, you got to wait 7 more days to put them back up as a lot. But you might sell 2 or 3 of them in that time period.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I've looked at that site before, Mike. Mike says www.ace.com will show you the auctions with highest watchers. Interesting site. Yeah, I've seen that before. It is pretty cool.
I've never been there. I never really worried about watchers. If I get a lot of watchers, it usually means I have a desirable item, and if I don't get any bids, or anybody that gives me interest, I'm probably overpriced.
Yeah.
You know, and it's probably because I put a fantasy price on something, hoping somebody would come in and make me a half price offer because I'm double what everybody else sold for.
Right.
You know, but I have stuff that I've sold. I had a little. I bought this at a online auction, and I bought it because it was a bunch of like 6 Walkmans, portable cassette players. They were all Walkmans, and one of them turned out to be the model that was used in the Back to the Future movie. And I'm like, oh, that's
Cool.
kind of cool. And it was, the battery had been left in it. It was corroded. I opened it up. It was, to me, it wasn't worth saving. But when they're in
Yeah.
good shape, I mean, if it was in perfect working condition, it's a $600 radio. And I'm like,
Wow.
wow, that's kind of crazy. I can't remember the name of it. It's BN6 or something. I mean, it's, again, I can't remember the name of it. It's an Akai. I know that much.
Yeah.
Akai or not? I think it's an Akai, not an Iowa. I can't. It's one of the A ones. But so I'm like, okay. So I took all the pictures, had the thing opened up so you could see the corrosion, and I'm like, I have no idea what this is worth. But I knew a cosplayer would want it just for the look. I mean, outside of look.
Uh-huh.
And so I listed it up, and I started out at $9.99 and let it run, and it sold for $206.
Wow.
As a buy it now, I probably would have put 40 or 50 bucks on it because I knew it was broken. It wasn't working. But it was a high demand item. Every one of those that was ever listed on eBay gets sold, and sold quickly.
Yeah.
And I did the same with some of those really nice lightsabers. My stepson had found some in a house he was cleaning out, and I got them, and I cleaned them up and got them working, and consistently they sell for about 200 bucks. And so I put them all in a lot, and $9.99, let it run, and I figured they'd go for over 200. I got $280 for them. So, you know, high demand, that's the key. If it's crap or something that nobody knows what it is, most of the time you don't get much money out of it. Even though it may be cool as hell. I got a piece over here that's so freaking cool. I can't give it away because it's so rare and so specific that I can't get people to buy it. And it's bizarre to me.
What is it?
I'll show you. I've done so much research on it. It's amazing. Oh, all right. It was framed back in the 50s. There's the framing company that did it. The opening's right here. It's hard to see. Let's see. It's really hard to see. It's a little presentation plaque.
Okay. Can you read it? Because I can't.
Yeah, I was just holding up for everybody. It says, from the 2nd Battalion of the Roxburghshire Voluntary Infantry to Lieutenant Colonel Sir John Buchanan Riddle, Bart, in testimony of their esteem for his virtues, both public and private. The guy was a lieutenant colonel in 1815. I don't know where it came from. I can't imagine anybody making a copy of it. I got it with another piece that I couldn't give away, and I've done something with that piece at this point, but it was actually a hand carved, like a piece where you put your nameplate that sits on a desk, but it's a hand carved artillery shell out of wood, and they came together. So I think they're authentic. The guy was very big in the English Army and the Irish Army because he's got lands up in Irish, and Bart is not his name; it's actually the title. But yeah, it just I had it on eBay for a couple of years. I couldn't give it away. I tried it at auction. I got nothing. It's just so rare and so weird that who the hell wants it?
Yeah. I mean, you can't just kind of like simplify it a little bit.
That put pictures up, show everybody what it is, and kind of get the story on it. But I can't. It's just one of those things that it's so rare and so unique that what do you do with it? I actually looked up addresses for English Parliament. And I was going to mail it back to them. I just never got around to doing it because it was such a pain in the ass to do international shipping. And I was like, I could just mail it back to them and figure, you know what, they'll get it back to the family. Because I mean, the family's still active. I mean, it's a big long line of family people, but it's like, and I don't know what the hell to do with it.
Yeah.
I had it, and then I was cleaning up. I found it again, and I'm like, well, one of these days I'll figure out something with it. But
yeah, Mr. Sadie says when I get electrics, I can't test or no, doesn't work. I will usually part them out and make way more money. Yeah, I mean that's basically what I'm doing. I think. I mean I'm just taking the mic. I have 7 mics, and that's why I put them in a lot together.
What?
Shh.
Sally put a bunch of stuff together in a lot and didn't research any of it.
Is it already listed?
And then I pulled it.
She pulled the listing because she had it listed for $15 and find out that they actually will sell it individually for like $15 a piece.
Oh, dang it. I was going to buy them.
Yeah, those are the good things to do.
You don't need no CB mics.
Flip it. So
you don't need any CB mics. You don't have a CB.
Sure I do.
Yeah, you buy it and then turn around and sell it individually.
I'm going to keep them in my office. I'm going to set it up so my sound will be better. And then every time we have a show, I'll just talk to y'all like that.
0549. 0549. Yep.
Breaker, Sally.
What's your 1020?
10-4, good buddy.
Or whatever. I forgot my CB lingo.
I always
20.
told Mike, I always said 10-4, good buddy. And he goes, you know what that means, right? And I was like, no, 10-4, good buddy. And he goes, it means the guy's gay. And I thought, oh God. All this time I've been using that. Good buddy.
That doesn't mean, not in CB talk, it doesn't mean anything about being gay.
No, you don't. I mean, he was adamant. He's like, if you're a CB, if you're a trucker, you do not use that. Good buddy. He said, you don't use that.
No, it's silly.
No, these days that is true.
Maybe nowadays.
Yeah, nowadays that is true.
Yeah, it probably wasn't back in.
No.
That'd be awful.
Back in the 80s or 90s.
Somebody like me gets on a CB, hadn't done it 20 years, and go 10-4, good. And then they're like, that has a totally different meaning. That's horrible. You know what? No.
Mr. Sadie, I have I know that there is a bunch of Johnson.
You're playing a lot of Johnson?
Wow. Wow, that was bad.
That's funny. We all laugh.
Mr. Sadie, I know there's a lot of Johns.
Story of
Okay.
Sally's life. A lot of Johnson.
So where's
Are they
the
big?
There's like 5 Johnson and then 1 Kenwood and 1 CES
okay?
brand.
Where's the listing?
It's gone.
You
I
look
know.
at her ended.
Eric talked me out of it.
Here, I'll ask privately.
It went poof, bye-bye.
Jack Smack says somebody in an 18-wheeler pulls up in front of Dusty's house standing about 6'8" wearing a pair of pink pumps and yelling, "Hey, hello, candy cane."
That'd be funny.
Mother's mustache, so she's talking wrong on the CDB flip too. Ugh.
Yeah, I got educated.
Oh, the river is so beautiful today. It'd be a perfect day to go fishing. I wish I would have brought my poles to town.
Yeah, it's really pretty here too. Still a little bit chilly.
I wonder why I can't see it in her ended listings. Oh, wait a minute. There it is. It showed up.
What?
It just showed up, the listing. I'm looking at it now.
I can't. Here, send me the link to Facebook. Peace.
The link for what?
For your listing of microphones.
Well, you can't see it anymore, can you?
I can.
Well, why?
Because he's sneaky, that's why.
Are you?
Well,
Because when you end an item, it just goes to your completed.
Yeah.
oh, I see.
I would be willing to bet the Kenwood is what they're after.
Oh, they're that kind of mics. You know, I don't. I've allotted them all together. I won't. What she did at auction style though. I don't know that there's. I mean,
I'm so confused. That's
I
what I
don't
told
know that
Eric. I
there's-
said I just put a buy it now on it, and you know, yeah, Jack Smack. It was Joyride. That's what it was.
And I've done stuff
That's what
like
Dusty
that
was
and had people
talking
be like, "Hey, will you sell me just the Kenwood or whatever?" And I'm like, "No, you just need to bid on the whole lot, you know, or whatever." Actually, I had something really similar to that happen, but you know, I don't. I mean, were you getting messages that they were interested, or will you take about, or what were they asking?
No. All I did was I was just looking through it, and I seen that I had 3 watchers, and it only had like 22 minutes or 22 hours left, and so now
Johnson CB Mike.
but
Number
you know,
one, I think it depends on your risk tolerance, but I'd probably list stuff like that as good used working condition, and then just let it go. And if something happens to be wrong, you know, with
Yeah.
it, then I give a refund, or they send it back and they get a refund. Because number one, like, why would you have found that many mics together? You know what I mean? Like, usually
because I was digging through the dumpster, and that's what I found together.
That many of them together is because somebody upgraded a bunch of mics, or
Right.
That many of them didn't go bad at one time and get thrown out together.
Right.
I don't think the Johnson though.
The Kenwood's worth about 20 to 25.
The Johnson's just a cheapie.
Yeah, and that's what I have most of.
I mean, I don't know. I can't even find one of the Johnsons that sold like that. I find some vintage ones that are totally different. I don't know. So did the Kenwood have a model number on it?
No, I didn't see one.
There's a couple that sold that are like it on eBay though. So
What did it go for?
25. The Johnsons are worth.
The Johnson's only worth someone will pay for it.
I think you'd be fine if you start them out about $15. I mean, a unit in brought 15, 18 for an older Johnson. So I mean, again, if you list them all individually, let them run, and then if they don't sell, you put them back in the lot. I just think you're taking a
Jason,
risk.
chill.
You're just taking a risk when you throw them up at $15 for all of them when you hadn't done any research on them.
Yeah. Maybe I should just lot all the Johnsons together.
Well, if you have the same model, it looks like you have the same.
Yeah, they're exactly the same. It looks
Well,
like
Mr.
to me
Sadie
anyways.
got $15 or got $12 plus $4 shipping for one. He just put a link to the number in the audience, but that's totally different. That one's more vintage looking. The Johnsons just really aren't anything spectacular. They really don't even look that old.
But I mean,
Jacks,
what's the worst that's going to happen?
It's only going to get one bid at $15, and
Yeah, that was the worst. And I said, you know, you're risking, but like I said, then you're also talking about having to pay priority shipping to ship them all. Whereas if you get $15 a piece,
oh yeah,
yeah, you're not making a whole lot of money at $15. I mean, if you want to put them up for $40, $50, and just do a lot of them, I mean, you could do that. But I would have done it for 15. Thrift Daddy asked the question, what would you do if you saw someone acid testing gold jewelry at a thrift store before they bought it? I'd make sure that as soon as they tested it, they bought it. If it was my thrift store, you wouldn't test anything unless you bought it. Because acid will damage non-gold jewelry. So
Yeah.
unless you're doing a scratch test, that's a little different. When you're scratching on the stone, you don't really see that. You're taking some of the metal off.
wow! Did you know that the guy in Joyride, the voice of the guy that was like Candy Cane, that was actually the same dude from Silence of the Lambs.
Anthony Hopkins?
Huh?
Anthony Hopkins or Jamie Gum?
Jamie Gum. Ted Levine?
Levine, yeah.
Levine, yeah.
I never saw Joyride, so.
It had a different title back when I saw it, or I remember, like, it wasn't called Joyride. That's why I was looking at the Wikipedia page. It wasn't called Joyride.
Was that a Mark Wahlberg movie or something, too?
It had not that I remember. It had Paul Walker.
Paul Walker, that's what I'm thinking. Okay.
That old candy.
Valerie, you can't see me?
I can see it.
Valerie,
I think Valerie's
you
frozen.
look frozen.
Wait, Dollarhide? Wait, is Dollarhide in that movie? Is Dollarhide in the movie?
Who?
Is that the guy in the Joyride movie? Is that the name of the character? Because Dollarhide, Francis Dollarhide, is in the Maneater movie. First was played by, it wasn't Ted Levine in the first movie, with the guy from CSI, what the hell's his name? William Peterman. And in the second movie, that was Ralph Fiennes or something that played Dollarhide.
A buyer wants to cancel an order.
Tell them no. They have to take it and like it.
I mean, seriously. I wish they'd give a reason though, because I'm always kind of like curious. Like, you know, let me know if my price was too high or open cancellations, see details.
No, Dollarhide was not the lunatic in Silence of the Lambs. Dollarhide was the lunatic in the Maneater movie, and they redid the movie. It was called Maneater, the first one. I can't remember what they called the second one. It might have been Maneater as well, but Manhunter. Yeah, maybe the Manhunter. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. But yeah, it was that was the first one. That was a kind of a weird dude in the first one. But Gert, that's a better movie than the one they redid. Now that was Jamie Gum, is who Ted Levine played in Silence of the Lambs.
Holy cow.
We still can't see you, Val.
And it's just showing like the blue square.
I mean, I can see her. I mean, she's frozen on my screen. So.
Ooh, Nikki's looking.
Oh, she's squared enough.
Nikki's looking all like a trucker with her knuckles all up there, and
I'm trying to find the stupid rummage sale that somebody had a sign for, and it's not there. Pissing me off.
go knock on their, if you figure it out, and then knock on their door and throw the sign down and be like, next time take your sign down.
Actually, I have done that. I've knocked on their door and said, hey, go take your signs down.
Really? On eBay?
Just reboot, Val.
Why am I in here twice?
I don't know.
Oh, medicine cabinet.
Megan Curl says, now you look like a big blue present.
Good job.
I don't see it on my tablet.
Oh, yeah.
I thought I ended it on my tablet. I don't know. I guess it'll drop off. God, does that tick me off?
A present for Sally. Today's my birthday.
Blueberries for Sal.
Happy birthday, Sally.
It's my birthday. Thank you.
Here's to Sally. She's got class. Here's to Sally. She's a horse's.
Oh, thanks.
Nice.
Thanks. Jim sang a song for me.
Even as disturbing as it was nice.
I know.
I get a song for my birthday, so it feels special.
You got a gun, remember?
Yeah, but I gotta buy it for myself. That doesn't count.
But would he have bought it for you anyway?
No, I have wanted. He quit bidding on it, and they're like, you know, kind of calling for the next bid, and I'm like, fuck it. I just threw my number up. Oops, words, sorry, but anyway.
Apparently she really wanted that gun.
Wow, Nikki, you did a good job.
That's why me and Tara get along so good.
We apologize for all you homeschool kids or kids who may hope you.
I'm not afraid to say it like it is.
Yeah, babysit. Well, you know how it goes. You're just sitting somewhere in your thing.
Nothing but classy ladies on this show, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Great.
It's all right. Nobody has to worry about where they stand with us. They know.
That's a Wisconsin girl.
I'm a Minnesota girl, though.
Have you ever seen the Bad News Bears when they remade it? And he does this line where he says, you know, it's like being with a German girl. You never really know if they love you.
I don't know how better.
Oh,
You don't know if they love you.
God, there's so
Mr.
many
Sadie
garbage
says-
piles out here.
Mr. Sadie says, hope you get plastered, you little bastard. Happy birthday to you. Cha cha cha. Many more.
Oh. Good Lord, good Lord, good Lord.
Why?
Well, I have 4 items to ship today. Woot woot.
Hello?
You ship
Valerie
a bunch
beat you. She
yesterday?
got 5.
What, Eric and
Did you
Nick?
ship a bunch yesterday?
Who did?
Did you ship a bunch yesterday from sales yesterday?
Yeah, I just didn't have any sales yesterday. Man, I've been listing for like a month. I mean, it's my own fault. I just have got to do it. I had a friend that was going to take all the gun
Leftovers?
reloading cases and stuff, and I still haven't heard from him. And I need that crap out of my office so I can get down to, okay, what do I have left? Let me start listening again. And I think he just works really weird schedules. And he works about an hour or so from here. But he lives back this, I don't know. I think I still remember where he lives, or just get his address and be like, hey, can I just dump it all on your porch? Just need it gone. Ew. And one of the items I have to ship is, are we the only people here?
I
don't
think
know.
we're still live. We got the double Nikki. We got Val's having issues. Sally just left us.
Is Valerie having issues, or she just turning off?
Nah, she's been talking about how she's not getting. She's having trouble with her video.
Oh.
But so we might be the only ones here. I mean, you and Tara.
Oh boy.
I mean, sales are like way, way, way down. But like again, I know. I mean, it's the crap I have is stuff that's just been listed forever, and I haven't been running sale. I've just been busy with a lot of other stuff.
For me, the eBay floodgates opened yesterday, which I'm happy, but it was crazy yesterday.
You've been steadily reducing prices.
Yeah, and I've been reducing prices. But I mean, I did like $725 yesterday, but one of the items was that Chevy Junior Monza body, so that was $360 of it.
Oh, that's nice. You finally got rid of that. So.
Yeah,
Nice.
I paid $20 for it, so even though I've had it listed for like 6 months or 5 months, I'm still happy with it.
I had just under $300 in sales yesterday.
Well, that's cool. So you had a good day too.
Yeah, I mean, it's only 4 items I think technically I sold yesterday. 1 I already shipped, but so I got to ship 3 this morning. But I said when you sell another book press for $200, it makes a difference. So
Yeah, that helps. And so far, knock on wood, it started off all right this morning, so hopefully it keeps going.
I had my lovely little offer of $2 an item for quantity items. And they wanted 4, and so I would have made $8, and that would have cost me like $4 to ship it. And I'm like, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I normally get $7 a piece for these, so.
The guy that asked me about those parachute hooks, it was like, I need a whole lot bunch of them for a project. Yeah. Getting back to me and offering me $5 a piece for 12 of them, which is okay. I mean, that's $60. They're heavy little suckers, though. That's gonna have to be.
Yeah, but you should go get those in a padded flat rate.
Yeah, it's gonna be padded flat rate. I've actually got a box. I've actually got a small flat rate box, which I normally don't have. A small flat rate.
Video.
Because Windsor's contact lenses. I had to special order contact lenses. Oh yeah, that'll totally work.
So not very big.
Huh?
Not very big.
The hooks aren't very big. They're just they're only 5 ounces each.
Hey, Val. Your video's back working, Val. And your sound is too.
What is today? Friday? Oh crap. I'm thinking about taking a ding on holy cow. My poison ivy is like really good and almost gone.
That's cool.
You know what I ended up using?
Not smelling like douche anymore.
Medicated hemorrhoid towelettes.
There you go.
No, we picked the. I don't remember why we had these because they have witch hazel in them, and witch hazel is good for like all kinds of everything. But with the apple cider vinegar, it was just so freaking stinky, and then you smelled like sticky sweet after it was left on your skin.
Now,
So,
when you have a gallbladder attack, you have to drink that stuff.
oh, I can drink. I mean, there's
You have to get the stuff. You have to get the apple cider vinegar with mother. It's how it's actually called.
like the Bragg's, yeah.
You literally just sit there and drink. You just keep taking like 3 ounces about every half hour, and it'll relieve a gallbladder attack. But
That's what we have. I take it for medicinal purposes. I don't mind it. It just stinks to have it sitting around. I used to take it with every night with spiced tea, and then I put a bunch of honey in there, and it actually made it was one of the Yogi brand spiced teas. My grandfather took apple cider vinegar every day of his life, that and a tablespoonful of honey, and he lived to be like 110. There's an old book that he followed that called Dr. Jarvis's, I got it around here somewhere, Dr. Jarvis's Home Remedies or something like that. And one of the big things in there is apple cider vinegar. But so I was reading other alternatives because I'm sorry, whoever suggested bleach, I was not going to stick my hands in bleach. I thought long and hard about that one and read all the pros and cons. So I decided to give the apple cider vinegar a day, and it was a little better the next day. And then I started doing the witch hazel stuff on it.
I use Cornhuskers lotion, which has a lot of witch hazel in it.
Oh, does it really?
Mm-hmm.
I know the product you're talking about.
Cornhuskers works really
It's
good.
hard to find anymore, though. It's not easy to find that stuff. So, but I don't. If I get poison ivy, I gotta be real careful because I have an allergic reaction to it. I had it really bad when I was a kid. I had it up and down both arms, across the chest, up my face, and into my throat. I was in the hospital for a couple days with it.
Yeah, my grandma got it real bad trying to burn it, and she ended up getting psoriasis after that. But you,
Yeah, it's a nasty thing. I mean,
no.
You don't smoke it.
Don't smoke it.
not good.
Yeah, I have poison ivy, and it didn't show up for like Mother's mustaches saying I missed something. I did we did our flower garden thing. It's like, oh, there's poison ivy in there. I'm like, I'm not allergic, and I just started pulling out my hand. Well, it didn't show up for like 4 days, which apparently is.
Well, that's because you're not allergic to it. For me, if I walk near it, it jumps out and grabs me. So I mean, that's just.
Well, I mean, obviously, I have some allergy to it if it's reactive.
No, that's a natural reaction to the oils in the poison ivy. I mean, an allergic reaction, it would have been all over you and into your blood. And it just gets worse.
Because I don't remember getting it as a kid. I mean, I'm trying to remember.
I used to get it. Where we live, we had a lot of it. We don't have it up here, but I'm from down by Milwaukee, and I used to get it on the farm down there.
I dug a hole in Kissimmee by my mom and dad's patio for rainwater because they get, the gutters couldn't handle it, so it flooded the pool. So what I did was I dug a hole and put a sump pump in to eject the water and get it away. Well, I'm out there digging in flip-flops. Well, day one, I'm getting into the water ants, and they're biting the hell out of my feet. And I'm like, well, it ain't that bad a bite or whatever. It stings a little bit, ain't bad. Well, and I didn't get any welts or anything. Well, then the next day I went back and did it again. Well, then now the second dose of fire ant bites, my foot swelled up. I got these pussy pimples, and so you better watch. Next time it might be worse. Your body might start developing like toxic reaction to it.
I used to be able to take amoxicillin like no big deal. It was the go-to drug for antibiotics for me, and I had an abscessed tooth, and they gave me amoxicillin, and 3 days later I was covered in red welts, and now I'm allergic to it.
Huh. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's
so yeah. I had to go get a shot because it was on my ears. It was all over me. I mean, it was miserable, and I couldn't figure out what it was. Because I had just had been out in my yard doing cutting back some weeds and stuff myself, and I thought, okay, I got in some poison ivy because I was just a little itchy in my arms, but it was up in my ears and everything, and they said, no, you're having a reaction to the amoxicillin.
Oh, wow.
And so I had to go get a shot for that. Then they had to switch me out. So now I'm listed as being allergic to penicillins.
Yeah, I didn't know I was allergic to penicillin until I went under for the first time in my life. But when I had the ankle breakage going in for surgery, and I come out and they're like, "Did you know that you?" I was like, "No, I've never have been." And it wasn't specifically amoxicillin or penicillin or what. It was like whatever they gave me in I can't even remember. They notated it in my chart, but I was like, did something happen? I'm like, oh, don't tell me like I died on the operating. And they're like, no, we just had a little trouble getting you to come back around. I'm like, okay, no. Like not what I wanted to freaking hear when I was already mortified for my first time from being under the knife. But well, I'm sold a set of encyclopedias, and I really don't want to ship them.
Yeah, those are not too bad though. They block out pretty nice.
Jason Hoover said a guy in the forestry department said it takes a while to develop. I guess we're back on poison ivy. And even if you roll around in it, you can just wash the invisible oil off by washing 2 or 3 times very thoroughly at where it's closed to. Walmart actually carries a product, and I can't remember the name, but there's a new product that if you do get exposed to it, you can put on, and it'll stop the oil from absorbing, the poison ivy oils from absorbing in your skin.
It's called a full body condom. Yeah, I've had it in all kinds of places, and yeah, it's just I stay out of the woods anymore.
Okay, I just got an offer on something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, I just sold something. Why am I not getting cha-chings?
Yeah, we're getting bids now. We're selling by it now. We were dead for like, I don't know, for 3-4 days in a row. It was like nothing going on.
People getting paid this weekend, second weekend of the month. Military gets paid.
Friday and Saturday were decent, but then Sunday for us was crap, and then Monday was crap too. So it was bad start of the week.
Had a good weekend, and yeah, it kind of crashed on Monday, but then it worked its way back up.
Yeah, I think like Sunday Sunday was good. I think we did like 400. Then Saturday and Sunday we were down to like 100.5. Like Monday.
Does Valerie know that her camera works again and we can see her and hear her? Hi, Valerie.
Valerie,
we can hear you.
Wave to her.
Hi, Valerie.
We can see you and hear you. Valerie. We're like sitting here talking to you and you're just like,
Can you say something?
Well, that's good.
There you are.
With this too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought, well, I guess I'm out of the show.
It's a good thing you weren't doing something else, you know.
Hi, Valerie.
Or something.
No
Can you see
doubt.
me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could always see you. Well, I couldn't always when it did whatever it did. It like blanked Sally and Tara and Eric, and the only one I couldn't even see Dusty, but I could hear him.
Of course you can.
Of course you could.
Yesterday.
I don't know what happened.
Hell, I don't know what happened.
What in the hell? I don't even know what it is.
Did you get your thing packaged?
I'm still working on it.
Oh.
Thing packaged.
My
Got to build a box, huh?
I have to build a box, which isn't a bad thing. I mean, I can do it. It's not a problem.
You can do it.
Not a problem.
Why are people talking about their peepees? In the chat.
I don't know.
Ivy.
You missed everything. You guys weren't.
What is that all about?
Not poison ivy. We're talking about poison ivy.
Oh.
Or as Tristan refers to it, your arm herpes. She's like, get that away from me. Your arm herpes. I was like, no, it's poison ivy.
That's
You know, I don't know that.
That's when they said, oh, by the way, Tristan, when you go to bed, I just rub my arms all over you anyway.
So, let's see. Tristan's grandmother is still hanging in there. But they're saying that she probably won't make it through the weekend. So, we will have a funeral next week, most likely. We thought we would have one this weekend, but that apparently is not going to happen because she didn't pass away. That sounded awful, but I don't mean it awful. I'm just kind of worn out.
Yeah, it's a rough process when you're when you're waiting around for it. I mean, you know it's eventually going to happen, but
Just a waiting game, and every day it's like, you know, well, this, I mean, it's just little slow changes.
yeah.
Fells naphtha soap. They're talking about that. My grandmother used to use that.
Yeah, mine too.
My lord, for everything.
Yeah. If you had any kind of rash, you got washed with Fells Naphtha.
My wife used to make her own laundry soap using Fells naphtha and other stuff.
Yep. No, Silver Hair Stacker, I think we'll pass on hearing about your colonoscopy.
Oh, man.
It's a little too in-depth.
Let's take Friday.
I would say that's probably a little too in-depth there, Val. Way to go.
I'm eating my salad.
Why?
It's huge. But I mean, there's not very much in here. It's like barely at the bottom, but I was too lazy to put it in another bowl.
Did you
Why are you eating what my food eats?
Huh?
Why are you eating what my food eats? You're a monster.
What your food eats. That's yummy. So I'm trying to decide what I'm going to do with this, but I think what I'm going to do with this whole microphone lot thing. Shut up! I was talking, damn it. I'm not answering that. I think well, the way that I have it worded is they're all used and untested, although previous owner confirmed that they all worked when last tested.
No. Take that out.
what was that like? What was that again? Was that like a little blurb to make you feel better?
Just list them as used. Don't worry about tested or working or anything like that. Just list them as used and sell them. And if they come back, they come back.
Hashtag Eric speaks the truth. Where did Nikki go? She must have found that yard sale.
Yeah, she was walking around a yard sale and she lost her signal.
Okay. Excuse me.
Listen, dude. No. No, and no. And no, and no, and no. And no, and no, and no.
Yeah, me too, Megan. I've ate salad probably the last 4 days for lunch, breakfast and lunch, sometimes dinner. Just because
there's other healthy stuff you can eat if that's what you're after.
I like salad.
Well, then eat salad.
By the time you throw enough ham and turkey and cheese and egg and bacon in there, it's actually pretty decent.
Yeah, that's what I eat.
That's what my older brother was on, like trying to lose weight, and he's like, I don't understand. I'm like, what do you eat every day? And he's like, well, I go next door to Zaxby's or whatever the chicken place was next door at the time. And he's like, I get salad every day. I'm like, okay, what kind of salad? He's like, well, I get the big chicken finger salad, but he's got fried chicken fingers on it. And he goes, I get extra chicken fingers. And I said, what else is on there? And he's like, well, it's got bacon, and then I put ranch dressing. I usually get 3 or 4 ranch dressings, but I drink Diet Coke all day long. And I'm like, dude, you just take all your calories in for like 2 days on that meal. Eating health. I mean, I've been on kind of a kick lately, and it's not that bad. You don't have to eat all like squirrel food. It's just eating. I think for me that it's just eating more whole foods. Like I eat a lot of nuts, and yes, I do eat rice cakes, but I like rice cakes with peanut butter on them. So, but I eat a lot of nuts and I start saying nuts and bolts. That's it. Nuts, fruit.
Last I heard, nuts are kind of squirrel food.
It's shaped like a nut, so I like it.
But I like pistachios and I like almonds, and I mean, it's not like, oh wow, I have to eat pistachios again.
Right. No, and when I want to eat salad, it's not because I'm like looking to eat something healthy. I just like salad, and I like lettuce and cucumber and bell pepper, green bell pepper, and stuff like that. Ham, cheese. I put ham and cheese in mine, and lots of sunflower seeds.
Must have been off of right there.
So that's the item number I put in the side chat.
To your new listing?
Yeah.
Oh, Sally, ain't nobody got time for all that. Hold on. I'm just kidding.
Oh, God.
It ain't showing up.
It's not showing?
Well, how long has it been since you listed it? Oh, there it goes.
A few minutes.
You did it on the second try.
Yeah, I would totally put apple slices in my salad.
I think you're a
I
little
like
high
that.
on your budget now, but you might, I mean, I would take like the first 35, 40 bucks, depending on where you have to ship them to. Those are cheaper microphones, so they're probably not terribly heavy. The Johnsons probably aren't, but you're still looking at what, 2 pounds maybe? Padded flat rate.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'd take the first 30, 35 bucks that came along and run with it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna see what happens. And I'm totally fine with that price.
Right.
Blackberry thistle tea, you're supposed to eat the lettuce too. I think you can, Todd.
I don't do a lot of salads. I mean, I'm just not a huge. First of all, salad's a lot of roughage.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of tends to have an effect. But like yesterday for lunch, I had one of these. I get these wraps that are on the tortilla section at Walmart, but they're the ones that are a little healthier. They're lower in carbs, and they're made of like spinach or whatever. And I took a wrap and I put, we use that Oscar Mayer Deli Fresh because it's actually halfway decent for you lunch meat. And I put like 3 ounces of that on there and cut up a tomato and then some lettuce and just and I use sriracha sauce in place of like mayonnaise, stuff like that, because you still get some flavor, but you don't get all the extra fat and stuff. And I just make a wrap out of it. And it's not bad. I mean, it's,
Yeah.
if I had avocado, I love avocado. I'd add some avocado.
I love avocado too. No, and roughage is good for you, Dusty, because it doesn't break down in your intestines.
Probably the same one.
So
Nature's brain.
whenever it comes out, yes, I'm going there. Whenever it comes out, it grabs onto any polyps or anything in your colon and brings all that yucky stuff out. So the fiber is really good for you.
Oh, hey, look at you.
What are you doing, Valerie? Oh, she's telling me not to go there.
No, okay. I'm gonna cut your head off. I think
You're gonna cut my head off today for my birthday. It's my birthday. I can say what I want.
So, what are you, 22?
Yeah, totally. I'm going surfing later.
No, she's saying don't go there.
Valerie's gonna be 55 in a couple of months.
You just got the finger.
I know.
Oh, where'd everybody go?
What the hell?
I'm over here telling all your secrets.
I heard that.
What in the hell?
I didn't sound that bad.
Okay, so I went in the bedroom to smoke, and Brandon woke up because he was asleep. And I said, "You don't even know what day it is." And he goes, "Yep, it's Friday." I said, "You asshole," and I walked out of the bedroom.
Was there a punchline in there somewhere?
Yeah, because it's my birthday,
Oh.
and he is not acknowledged yet.
You should have been standing at the door when you
I
came
know.
home.
That's what I'm saying. Thank you, sure enough.
Go, Sally. It's your birthday.
Party like it's your
You have to work.
Party like it's your birthday. And we don't give a fuck because it's your birthday.
Do you have to work?
Mm-hmm.
You should call in sick. And they'll be like,
No.
well, what's wrong? I'll be like, it's my birthday.
I don't do that at my work. Where'd Eric go? Did he get mad because I relisted my CB radio mics?
Because you did what?
Because I relisted my CB radio mics.
Did he not? I thought you said pre-list them.
He wanted me to relist them separately.
I mean, I think you might get something for the other one, but I mean, it's up to you.
I'm just going to try it like this for now.
You have to retake the pictures. I mean, I
No.
agree with it, but I'm also the lazy one that probably wouldn't do it either.
Yeah. I just feel like it's something I've already done. You know, it's done and over with, so I want to just let it be done. People are probably going to get pissed off, though, that they have to wait another 3 days. I went ahead and put it for 3 days instead of 5.
You did a 3-day auction this time around?
Yeah. So now I have $1 into it. But that's okay. I'm surprised I haven't got any watchers on my duck hunt gun. My NES. I found one of those zappers.
Where did Eric go? He didn't even say goodbye or anything. You must have really pissed him off.
I didn't do anything.
Yes, you did. You need to go apologize. Go message him right now and apologize to him.
I didn't do anything to him.
Oh, hell.
You see, Jack Smack says, the lettuce is there to wipe the bacon grease off your chin. It's for function and looks alone.
Is that an O or a G? That last letter.
I love bacon grease. I think it's an O.
I think it's O.
Yeah. See if it's matching number, but no.
Oh, what's it got underneath?
It just has that guy's sticker.
Oh yeah, it's his price. I think it's an O.
Yeah, pizza is my downfall.
I love
But,
pizza.
oh, I love pizza too. I could eat pizza every day for the rest of my life.
Breakfast, lunch, and supper.
Yeah, me too. My favorite, though, is Canadian bacon and pineapple.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
Canadian bacon and applesauce. Pork chops and applesauce.
Pork chops and applesauce.
Remember that from the Brady Bunch?
Is that what it is?
Yeah. It was Peter. He was what was it? He was walking around saying pork chops and applesauce.
I just remember saying that. I can't remember what it's from, though.
Maybe floating like a movie or something.
Jack Smack says you should have St. Louis style pizza. You'll be ruined. What's the difference?
Well, crappy crap hole.
Let's see if I can find that.
If I just stand here and stare long enough, it'll jump out at me.
Yeah, Peter Brady as Humphrey Bogart.
Humphrey Bogart, that's what it was. Chops and applesauce. Oh. I think Peter was the most annoying Brady. Either that or Cindy was.
Cindy, I think.
Do you remember when Peter Brady or whoever the actor is did that reality show where they're following him and his girlfriend around? That was really, yeah, it was like maybe 8 or 10 years ago on MTV.
Oh God.
My Very Brady Wedding or something.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's what it was called. Yeah.
Wasn't Greg the one? Was Greg the one that was banging Florence Henderson in the doghouse?
Well, that's what they say. I don't know if it's true.
According to Florence Henderson, what really happened was he had a crush on her, so she agreed to go out on a date with him. He wore like a sport coat, and he was really dorky, and they did it one time, and then he was like, he got it, that was totally not realistic. He hooked up with a woman that much older, and she said that's how he handled it. I agreed to go on the date with him. We did it, and they kind of figured out throughout the date that this wasn't going to work, and that was it. She said they never actually hooked up. But the gossip got around that they had dated, so that was a rumor that they had hooked up. I can tell you, I would have been all over Marcia.
Oh God!
Man, when I was a kid, I thought Marcia was the best. Marcia.
Show enough said I started working out on Monday and dislocated my knee on Tuesday. I can't source and I'm going crazy.
That sucks.
Ooh, who said that?
I feel for you. Show enough.
That sucks.
Yeah. That thing on Florence Henderson's face always creeped me out.
Why is everybody talking about Meat Lover's Pizza? Wasn't it great?
Yeah, she had a pretty hefty mold.
I liked her when she did that video with Weird Al, that Amish Paradise. You guys ever saw that one? It's living in
Oh, right.
It's living in Amish Paradise, and he got Florence to do it.
Mr. Sadie says, I think Pete was a good buddy, if you know what I mean.
I think Florence Henderson spent the rest of her career being able to laugh at herself, really.
Yeah, because she was like on Roseanne. There was a special like thing on Roseanne where there was like all the mothers or the most famous TV mothers or whatever.
I mean, think of one part that Florence Henderson ever played in any movie as like a cameo kind of thing, where it wasn't literally just like making fun of her as being the most wholesome woman,
right?
Wholesome mom ever. And I think she just learned to kind of accept it and go, well, you know, if I want money the rest of my life, that's pretty much where it's gonna. You know, if I want to keep acting, that's what everybody wants to see.
Dang. Sure enough says I had to talk a mountain biker to put the knee back in for me. Woo. That sounds like it hurts.
Brain. Hold on. Oh, put the knee back in for me. I thought oh, never mind. I thought you said something else.
No.
That sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Hope you get better soon. Yeah, I was on the treadmill the other day and I started feeling kind of like this pain in my right knee. I was like, okay, that's not good. So I stopped and kind of stretched it. And I thought that would really suck to just about the time I started like getting healthy.
Yeah.
To have like something like that where I couldn't do anything.
Yeah, that's
right.
so dumb.
I mean, the thing is, I'd go in and do upper body stuff. My legs aren't fat. All my fat's between my waist and my neck, you know. And the only reason I do treadmill, I mean, it's not like I need to make my legs any more muscular or anything like that. But the only reason I do it is because it's easy. And it just helps burn fat overall.
Yeah, it's cardio.
Exactly. But I do throw a little bit of upper stuff in there every once in a while if the gym's not busy. I don't like being over there with all the like guys and stuff. The ones that have those blank stares because they have their earbuds in and they wore their like the shirts I have on, but they're actually muscle shirts because they have muscles. and after they get done with the reps, they just kind of stand there and look around. How I always have that blank stare because they have their earbuds in, and you're like, he looks pissed.
Yeah, sounds like it hurts.
I always think guys in the prison weight room, you know, they're doing curls and stuff. They got that blank look on their face. You just think they're thinking about how they're going to get that judge. When I get out, that judge is going down.
I do like this gym though. It's not very busy because I think everybody's, you know, goes to like the Planet Fitness where it's like $10 a month or whatever, and it's a little farther off the beaten path. So you've got a good mix. I actually went twice yesterday. I was feeling froggy, and I actually did a total of 9 miles, which I'm pretty freaking proud of myself. Never thought I could do that much in a day. But I did 4.5 miles, and I went back and did another 4.5 miles. But it's like the cardio section is like me and like old handicapped people. Like that's the thing I like. It's like perfect speed for me. And a few middle-aged overweight guys that I fit right in, you know. So I just kind of tend to stay out of the like free weight section.
Sometimes when you walk by her, all the little old ladies like giggling, "Oh, Dusty!" You like wink at them and crack little jokes.
There's been a couple. There was one little old lady in there the other day, and she was trying to. I mean, she was like old, and like probably 90-something years old. Seriously. And she's trying to do the elliptical machine, and she's got her arms way up there. She's probably like 4 feet tall, and I'm like, oh, I really want to take a picture of her, but I always forget to turn the flash off on my phone, and then people are like, turn around, I'm like, I didn't do that.
Stand in front of her and do a selfie.
Do a selfie where they're in the background?
Yeah.
Yeah. I really am glad I sold those encyclopedias. I really don't want to ship them.
She's old. She don't understand the technology.
You're horrible.
What's that boy doing? I have no idea.
Young man.
Mr. Sadie, you in a bar fight? No way.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh God, Jason Hoffer goes, my daughter dislocated her shoulder on the trampoline. I tried to quote unquote put it back in. Turns out she had a compound fracture of her humerus.
Oh my God.
Oh Jesus. Oh. So when I broke my ankle, they're like, we need to reset it just to get everything back in line. And I look up and they've got like, there's like 5 orderlies in there, like huge guys. And I'm like, okay, why are all these big guys in white coats in the room, whatever? And they're telling me, but you're going to have surgery, but we'll get the surgeon's on his way to talk to you, blah, blah, blah. We've called him in. But like in the meantime, we need to set it because like my ankle was like this is my foot. And I'm like, okay, so what is that? And they go, we're going to need to put you out. And they said, we'll give you just a local that literally will just kind of put you in a little dreamlike state and you'll just come right back. You won't even know what happened or whatever. I said, do I have to go? Because I'd never been under before. And I'm like, do I have to? They're like, you don't have to, but you'll probably pass out from the pain. And I was like, oh, hell no. So, yeah. And then I discover why there's like 4 people standing around me because they're literally going to like yank and
oh, gross.
So it was literally like count backwards from 10. And the next thing I know, I'm like coming to. Like, I don't even remember getting to 10. And then all of a sudden I'm coming to and I look down and it's all wrapped up in like bandages or whatever.
I was worried you're going to tell me the guys are there to hold you down and like they're going to put a stick in your mouth or something.
No, I think they kind of were. And so I asked the doctor, I'm like, are you going to put me out because you think I'm a wuss? He's like, I don't know anybody that could probably survive the pain of resetting an ankle. He goes, we wouldn't do that to anybody. I don't know who the hell this number is that keeps calling me, but
I've never broke a bone.
Me neither.
And it's crazy, but because like I was very rambunctious when I was younger.
Yeah, I never I blew my knee out and you can't walk when you blow your knee out, but I've never broke a bone.
I did the ankle 2 years ago. When I was about 12, I broke like 4 or 5 of the bones in my foot. My sister decided it was her turn on the trampoline and she shoved me and I went sideways and my foot stayed in the springs and the rest of me went over. This is like the good old days trampolines where they didn't have safety nets or pads over the springs. If you weren't careful, you're going to get your finger pinched in the springs. Yeah.
Then your parents are like, why? Why?
I had a cast up to my knee. Lots of stitches over the years. I have a permanently dislocated shoulder that I've never had surgery on because I just don't really give a crap and it doesn't bother me. But if I take my shirt off, it's a little funky. Like right there. But if I stand like that, that was a 3-wheeler in Jägermeister. There's a reason they don't make 3-wheelers anymore.
Well, when I say, I was very rambunctious, like every time I got drunk, I felt like I could do the splits. And so I would try.
Oh boy.
So, I'm very surprised I never broke my legs. Very surprised. Because I would just jump up and then go down and think that I could do the splits.
Well,
Mr. Sadie says, I dropped the tongue of a boat trailer on top of my foot once. I was making up curse words because I ran out of them.
Oh my God, I'll tell you a boat trailer one. Jim was cranking the front winch on a boat trailer and he tried to lock it and I don't know, something happened. It flipped around and hit him in the face. So I'm like, oh my God, are you okay? And he looks at me, he goes, how the F would I know? Because he's got like blood running out of his face. I'm like, I didn't know what else to say.
Oh my god!
It broke loose. You know, you got the handle that you turn. Well, when it broke loose, it hit me in the face like, I don't know, 10, 15 times in a split second. Because it's going around a circle. It's like a cartoon. My face is in it. And it just took my lips. My lips were like puffed up like sausages. Because when I said it to her, I go, what I know? I couldn't even talk.
Oh my god.
It's funny now. I was trying to crank a way too big a boat on a little trailer, and it didn't work out too good.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Yeah, the weight rating on the trailer's there for a reason.
Megan says, I hope no one's as superstitious as I am. Monday's shows will be filled with casts and slings. Don't say that.
Break a leg.
As long as you don't say it, it won't happen.
Break a leg.
Make $1 million. Get laid.
Everybody better be really careful this weekend.
How am I even going to get those books out of there?
Wow. I used to drink a lot of milk when I was a kid. Maybe that's what has. Ah, I see, Megan.
All right, where are we?
Oh.
Don't say that, Mr. Sadie. I didn't mean it.
What you do now?
I am not cruel, Todd. I said it, but I didn't mean it.
This was almost 20 countries.
Yeah, ours was keep ours were built over concrete too. I remember there was bars that you could just like turn flips on, you know. And this was probably when I was like 7 or 8, something like that. And so I was doing these flips like, you know, over and over in a row. And I remember I just ate it like with my face.
Yeah.
And there was like concrete down there. And so I had like gravel in my face.
I remember when I was in juvie, everything had bars on it. I don't even know what we're talking about.
Dusty has to ship encyclopedias.
Yeah, but they're not that bad though. I still think I may do 2 boxes. Oh God, I just pinched the crap on my finger. I think I still may do 2 boxes going medium mail. I'll either do that or 1 box.
Yeah.
1 box FedEx home delivery. Dadgummit. Just kind of depends on what.
Yeah, and I lived in California, sure enough.
Show up.
Sure enough says, what about the old metal slides that would heat up to around 1,000 degrees? Good times. Yeah. Sometimes in the summer, those things would get up to like close to like 170 degrees. I'm sure. The Shake Tower. Yep, merry-go-rounds too. Fun though, but yeah, pretty dangerous. Yeah, I knew how to run a lawnmower and work a weed eater when I was 7, 8 years old.
Riding our bikes without helmets and knee
Oh
pads,
yeah.
elbow pads.
Shoot, when I was a teenager, I used to sneak out of the house to go see my boyfriend, and I would ride along the canals. And I'm like, after, years, I'm like, oh my God, my mom was probably like pulling her hair out.
You should make him ride his ass over.
She did. She did catch me a couple of times.
Tell him, here's how this works. You ride over to me. We're going to hook up in my treehouse. I can see you picking a boyfriend, Sally. I like the guy. He's cute, but he lives on the wrong side of the canal. It's just not going to work.
Well, we would meet on the canal. Like, he lived in a different town, so
oh boy,
it was like I don't know, 5-6 miles.
Was it like Italy with gondolas with those little boats?
No, these canals were like canals, like regular canals.
So they have like shopping carts in there and dead pets floating around.
Probably they were like the ones that were very high, and I don't know. It was like a pretty main canal that was coming from, that would come from the mountains down into the valley.
Don't feel bad about riding a bike, because when Jim told me a story when he was a little boy, he rode his bike like, I don't know, after midnight, like 5 or 6 miles from his house, because he saw at the town dump that the guy had stashed Playboy magazines. They had like a little hut at the gate. So rode all that way to go steal the Playboys, and then rode back. And he said, I had a hard time getting it back before my parents got up.
I wired they used to have those worm things you could raise earthworms, those styrofoam. It looked like a styrofoam cooler, but it was for raising earthworms in. I wired that the hole in my banana seat bike, the hole in between your legs there where
Mm-hmm.
So I make this thing to hold the Playboys. So I sneak out there, and it's like 3 o'clock.
Oh my God.
I break into the dump guy's little shed. I took as many Playboys as I could fit in the worm cooler and pedaled home on my banana seat bike. I was probably like 9 or 10.
Oh my God.
I really wanted those Playboys. I'm sorry, dump guy. He's dead now. I stole your Playboys. Well, you shouldn't leave it out there where people can see it. It had like a checkered flag. That was the design of the seat. It was a Huffy, I think. It was either a Huffy or a Holiday gas station. Like.
Oh boy.
Yeah. And then when your mom busts you with the Playboys and she confiscates them, it's a huge thing because you know how hard I got to work to get those.
Oh, she got
Right.
You always, when you're a kid, you always leave them somewhere your parents are going to find them. So. It's like, oh man, it's not like you can just go to the store and buy some, you know.
My mom will never think of looking between the mattress and the box spring.
Well, later on, I wound up with a console stereo. And if you take those clips out of the console with a record player, it's got those 2 clips that hold the turntable down. If you take those clips off, you can lift the turntable right out. There's a nice big access hole that goes down inside the console, and you can put all sorts of stuff in there.
Best hiding place in the world. Cut yourself a little hole in that mesh stuff on the about like that on the bottom of your box spring, and then stick everything up in there.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Before I used to hide my cigarettes.
We used to have a dog that used to burrow up in there.
Okay, what's going on here now?
I didn't start smoking until I was 18, so I never had to hide cigarettes. But I chewed tobacco from when I was 14. And I don't know what it was, but back then, it was like as long as you didn't smoke, it was okay. I mean, my mom could care less that I chewed tobacco. Okay, well, at least you're not smoking. We could chew in school as long as you swallowed it. You weren't allowed to spit, but they actually there was no rule against chewing tobacco in school as long as you didn't spit it out on the floor. You had to swallow it.
Nasty.
Yeah. And then when I started smoking, I didn't quit chewing either. So I would chew and smoke at the same time.
Oh, he was really bad on the tobacco when I met him. He was a tobacco addict.
I don't like to do tobacco.
I'm gonna go to bed, guys.
All right.
All right, good night. Is anybody going to turn
See
this
you guys
off?
later.
I think at some point.
I don't know. Valerie's working.
Oh,
The batteries will go dead eventually.
See you
Good
later.
night, sis.
All right, love you.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Night, Leroy.
I guess go ahead and shut down the shop, or shut down the shop? No. Shut down the show. That's better. We'll see y'all later.
Bye.
Talk to you Monday. Have a good weekend.
Bye.